Should you pay for pictures you take on the street? Hi guys, and welcome back. I want to talk a little bit about ethics in street photography. As you might know, I take pictures of people in the street and I do not ask people permission for doing so. And sometimes people are not pleased with the fact that I take pictures of them, and mostly a short discussion starts, and up till now, in all cases, people were happy. I took their pictures, they got my business card, they got the pictures I took of them, and yeah, no problem. First of all, why do I work that way? If people are aware of you taking pictures of them, then yeah, the scene is not spontaneous. Of course, it can be the picture you take can be very nice. It can be awesome, but for me, that's not what street photography is about. Like I mentioned in other videos, I want to wait for the scene. I want to see things happen and capture things at the moment they really exist. And I don't want to direct people, I don't want to pose people. If you do fashion photography or something like that, and that can be done in the streets, of course, then you might want to give directions and you want to pose people, but that's something different, and it has nothing to do with street photography, at least not the kind of street photography I do. Like I said, I have never been in trouble with people taking pictures of them, me taking pictures of them, and I was surprised. A week ago I went to Amsterdam, like I usually do in the weekends, and on a Dam Square, public place, I wanted to take a picture of this almost naked girl that was getting body painted. Yeah, you tell me, if you see something like that, you want to take a picture, right? And it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. If you see something like that on Dam Square, you want to take the picture. And so I wanted to take the picture. And what happened was, the artist came between the model and me and raised her hand and told me not to take pictures because it was not free. And then you trigger something in me. She was telling me I was not allowed to take pictures of something, some scene happening in a public space. And yeah, she could have asked me why I was taking the pictures, but no, she pointed to a piece of paper on the ground that was telling you can take pictures if you pay something like, and I don't know, I didn't look very well at that piece of paper. It's just the idea. What she did at that moment was taking a picture of her model a challenge to me, and yeah, don't make it a challenge for me. So what happened was, I started walking around the model. She tried to keep herself between the model and me, and of course, yeah, I'm not saying I'm a magician, but if you have a little bit experience with street photography, then you can tell what picture will be taken by the camera, no matter where that camera is of course it's in your hands, but you don't have to put it to your eye. You can shoot from the hip, from besides your head, whatever. Long story short, she didn't know if I took a picture or not, and of course I got the picture I wanted. That is, I got the picture of that model, and I didn't get any beautiful picture. I mean, composition wise it just sucks, but yeah, all in all I'm happy with that. And not long later, as a matter of fact it was only 5-6 minutes, I walked across the street and I saw a man sitting, and just walking by this man, had the camera on my hip, took a picture of him, and he saw what I was doing and he knew a picture was taken of him. And he said something like, "It's so childish." And at that moment I thought, yeah, he's right. I took his picture just because I could, and I didn't ask him permission, and I didn't even look at the man before I took this picture. I just saw him sitting, I knew he was there, I took the picture and thought, if I thought at all, well, I will see at home what I did. And him telling me this was a childish thing to do made me think about this whole 10 minutes, first 5 for this lady in body paint, and last minute for this guy. I erased that image. I think that he is right. He made it clear that he didn't want me to take a picture of him. He didn't come after me, he didn't start a discussion or whatever. He just stated what he thought about this whole thing. And that brought me to the point of wanting to discuss ethics in street photography in general. And of course, if you're in a public space, you can take pictures of whatever you want, and if you want to make money with them, it's just fine, it's legal. At least here in Holland it's legal, and in the majority of countries within Europe it's legal. Not in all, but it's mostly legal. But should you take pictures of everything just because you can, and just because it's legal, or do you have to take wishes of your subjects into consideration? And at what point do you get the picture, no matter what the subject thinks? And I think nowadays, with all surveillance cameras and in the streets and in shops, all these discussions about privacy, all these social media where your pictures are shown, even if you do not have a social media account. I mean, my face was on Facebook before I got a Facebook account, for instance. So I think people get more and more aware of their privacy and about the fact that all people in the street are photographers with their phones, and that you have to be careful because everyone could take a picture of you. And even for me as a photographer, I in most cases I do not like the fact that everybody is walking with a camera and can take a picture of me. of course, who wants a picture of me? Personally, I think there's a thin line, and you have to be aware of that line, and you have to be careful not to cross that line. If you see a scenery, like I did with this lady in body paint, then I think as a street photographer you just have to take that picture. And if somebody is asking you for money for taking that picture, well, you can beg and beg, but you don't get my money for that. Even I would say, if that artist came to me and asked me what I was doing, and if she showed interest in my work because I showed interest in her work, right, then we could maybe negotiate in terms of I take pictures of you painting your subject, and you get the images. You can do with it with them what you want, and I can do with them what I want. Now she got nothing, and I got the pictures. Yeah. And this poor artist, 10 minutes later it started to rain, so I'm curious how much money she actually did make, but that's not the point. She could have talked to me. Of course, I could have gone into discussion with her, and I did. I said she was, and that it was a public place, and I could take pictures from whatever I want. But yeah, it got to a level where it was more screaming than talking, so you better quit then. But just normal people walking in the street, minding their own business, and for me getting into some scene of whatever kind, then I think I'm standing perfectly in my right, and it's ethical to take pictures of those people. If they see what I do and they come to me and talk about it, then we'll talk about it, and in the end it can go either way. I give them my business card, or I delete the image. But like I said, I never had to delete an image, and yeah, it happened quite a few times that I hesitated if I should walk further without talking to the people. I just took their image off. I mean, sometimes I see parents play with their kids in the park, and I take pictures of them, and in those cases I think it's it's even bad to just turn around and walk away. In those cases I walk to the father or mother of those children and give them my business card, and I tell them, please send me an email, I give you the pictures I just took. And in all cases, and there are quite a few, those parents were very happy. They got pictures of their moment of happiness with their children, and they were not in a position to take pictures themselves, but they had someone. They even didn't know they had someone, but at that moment they had someone to take the pictures of them, and they get the pictures for free. By the way, those pictures I never use for publishing or whatever. Okay, my question to you is, up till what point do you think it's good to take the pictures, and from what point it's not ethical anymore and it's something you shouldn't do. It's a little blurry for me. There is obviously a certain gray area there, and I'm curious what you think about this gray area. For now I will show you the pictures, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, and by the way, of course, there are a few other pictures of Amsterdam. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you at the next time. Bye.